What's up, kids? Welcome back to another edition of Two Metalheads. I'm James,
Mario.
and tonight I would like to talk about Les Binks, former Judas Priest drummer. Just passed away. We're finding out now that he died a month ago. It was March 15th. Passed away at 73 years old. I don't know if maybe the family was kind of didn't want the news out there right away. Usually that's when that kind of shit happens where you don't hear about it for a long time. But yeah, fucking rest in peace, Les Binks, man. He's actually, I gotta say, I like Scott Travis slightly more, but he's my favorite drummer from my favorite era of Priest. Like, he was only in there for two studio albums and a live album, but I feel that that era of Priest is when they started to turn things around and started really to become metal and started wearing the leather and the spikes and all that shit, and songs got heavier, and the drum shit got a lot better too, man. He was fucking playing double bass on Exciter,
Yeah,
and it's the first time you really heard that in Judas Priest. First time they had a drummer who was really pulling that kind of stuff off. And I feel that he was a big piece, a big cog in the machine, as they would say, of them turning into the metal gods that we know them as. So, did you get a chance to listen to the albums the past couple days?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've heard
Okay.
him too. I've heard him.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're classics.
yeah. I mean, I Judas Priest for me hit more later on with like Painkiller.
Right.
But I know the older stuff too. Yeah,
Yeah, I love the old shit, man. I mean, Stained Class, this is the first Priest album I ever owned.
that's cool.
I got this on cassette from Caldors when I was a kid. It was in the fucking 3.99 bin. As I would go shopping at Caldors with my mother, and she would say, "All right, when we get to the music section, you've got $10." So I'd go, "All right." So I got $10. So in my brain, I'm going, man, if I go to the cheap section, I could get two tapes instead of one. So I would often try to find two things. And I remember seeing Priest on, when we were kids, they did all that satanic panic shit with the talk shows with fucking
uh,
Geraldo and
Phil
fucking Sally
Donahue.
Jesse Raphael and Phil Donahue and all them assholes. And it's, is heavy metal turning our kids satanic? And there was always Priest in there. And I always thought they looked awesome. And from the 3-second clip they played, I'm like, man, these guys sound good too. So I never owned any Priest until that day when I walked into Caldors and grabbed this album on cassette. And I played the fuck out of this. It's really my favorite Priest record, man. Fucking aside from the cover on here, Better by You, Better Than Me, which is originally a Spooky Tooth song. And there was a lot of controversy with that later on, like almost towards the 90s, where a couple kids were supposedly sitting around and listening to this song all high and drunk and put shotguns in their mouths and fucking blew their faces off. One kid survived, the other kid died. And I guess the kid that survived was saying that, oh, we heard subliminal messages in the Judas Priest song Better by You, Better Than Me. It was saying to pull the trigger and do it. And unfortunately, the band had to go to fucking court and like fight over that shit and say, like, look, it's not even our song. This is like, first of all, our cover is old at this point, and second of all, the original is like really old. It's not even our tune.
It's crazy.
So I guess they made Priest bring in all the studio tapes from the sessions for this album. And they made, all the jury and everything listen to all the tapes frontwards and backwards. And, oh, can you find any backmasking? Is there any fucking subliminal messages in there? And jury found nothing, so Priest got acquitted, thankfully. But yeah, it's a crazy story about this fucking record.
It's crazy that you have to spend money to fight that.
Right? Right? How fucked up is that?
Well, did Nazi have to do the same thing?
Right around the same time, too.
Mm,
Again, with an older song,
yeah,
from the
those are
middle
loud.
to end of the 80s with fucking Suicide Solution. He had to go defend an old song that had been out forever. Fucking stupid. But anyway, yeah, man, Exciter, White Heat, Red Hot. I always loved Beyond the Realms of Death. That's like one of my favorite kind of ballad songs of all time. And Savage is a great song. This is a fucking top 10 for me.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which do you prefer out of Stained Class and Hellbent?
I, I guess I think out of all the songs, I like Exciter the best.
Yeah,
So I'd probably have to go with that one.
with Stained Class.
Yeah.
This album's so good too, though. There's so much good shit on
I feel like
here.
Hellbound for Leather was cool until you've heard it like the thousandth time.
True. It's
Yeah.
played out.
Yeah.
It's played out, and it's still in the set. And Halford still comes out on the bike and all that stuff. But Delivering the Goods, man, that's a fucking killer song. Rock Forever is a great one. I love the cover of Green Manalishi on here. It's fucking great. Burning Up. It's a great song about fucking. Know what kind of fucking Halford was doing, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
In the glory hole.
Right in the glory hole. Killing Machine, Running Wild. Running Wild's a great one, man. That's a good upbeat one. Yeah, great shit, man. Fucking Les Binks really made a big difference. Because if you go back and listen to, and I like the early shit, Sam Wings of Destiny is a fantastic album. And so is Sin After Sin. But Les really makes a big difference on these records, man. I feel like he makes the songs a lot more vicious.
You know why he ended up not being in the band anymore?
I think he didn't like the direction, and he also didn't like the getup. Like he didn't like having to put on leather and all that shit. Like he really just wasn't into it.
Hmm. Okay.
So after Hell Bent for Leather, they were kind of like, "All right, dude, sorry, but this is what we're doing. So have a good one." And they wound up getting Dave Holland, who was a serviceable drummer, really not a fantastic drummer like Scott Travis, but he was serviceable enough, Dave Holland.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, man, Unleashed in the East, this is my favorite live album of all time.
Hmm.
I go back to this one and reach for it so much. And I know it's not completely live. Like these songs were recorded when they were touring in Japan. And Halford was like really sick during these gigs.
Oh,
So they came back to the recording studio and listened, and Halford was like, I can't let this go out like this. I sound terrible. And he sat in one take with the microphone singing live over the tapes in fucking one take and pulled this off in one day. It's
hmm.
pretty fucking cool. And the current versions of the old shit's great on here, man. They got the Ripper on here. You got Sinner from the second album. Diamonds and Rust. That's a great cover. Genocide and Tyrant. All fucking great. Victim of Changes. That's fucking Alfred at his finest, man. That Victim of Changes. Killer shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool because Les makes the old songs better and heavier and faster.
Well, I mean,
Fucking great.
that's what you want. Drummers make a big difference.
They really fucking do.
Yeah.
Underrated member of the band.
Yeah.
I guess we still don't have a cause of death. I mean, he was 73, so obviously he was a man of a certain age, but I
Yeah,
don't know if he was partying and stuff. He did have a brief stint with KK's Priest. He's not on either of the albums, but when KK's Priest first started, he was the live drummer for a while,
that wasn't that
and
long
he
ago.
just stopped showing up.
Oh, hmm. Maybe he was sick. It wasn't that long
That's
ago,
what I'm
right?
thinking. He might have got sick and knew it and had to step away.
Hmm. Yeah, because yeah, I'm also it's probably rough to start a band that's 70 years old, you know,
True,
or close to
true.
70. Yeah.
Even for KK, I'm sure it's fucking hard too. But
Yeah, but I mean, at least he was still doing. I don't know what was Les doing all these years.
really, nothing. I
So,
mean, he did nothing else that was of note. I don't know if he was in little bands and just kind of jamming to keep himself busy,
yeah, I don't know.
but definitely nothing of note and nothing that went across my radar. Because I know if I saw, like, oh, here's this new band with Les Binks, I would have at least given it the attention of a song or two,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's a weird
Have
one.
you listened to KK's Priest yet?
I don't know.
Should. Fucking good.
I don't know. I'm in my own world half the time. You know,
No, I know.
I get so involved in listening and I'm so involved in hearing music so much that I don't listen to as much as I should probably
Yeah.
because I'm just like I
Working on your own stuff.
working on my own stuff, going to practice, coming home from practice, going to a gig, and I'm like I don't want to listen to more music right now. You
I
know?
hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. I
but
probably have some kind of fucking autistic sickness where I have to hear it all the time. There
yeah,
always has to be music on.
yeah. I'm usually listening to some comedy show or
I
some,
do that too late at night.
yeah.
Speaking of which, fucking Big J, new special coming
There's
out on
two.
Easter.
He just released one. He's releasing the second one. I didn't watch the other one yet. It was like
Oh,
they.
you didn't watch the first one yet?
Is it they or them?
I forget which the first one
I
is.
think it's they
I
because I
think it
think
might be they.
yeah because I think it's they them or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, watch that first one because it's fucking hilarious.
I will. I just haven't had time yet, but I will.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked on the new one coming out. That's going to be fucking great.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, I listen to them on the bonfire all the time, so
There you go.
you know.
Big
That's
J and Bobby Kelly. You know what, dude?
yeah. Oddly enough, he lives near me now.
Bobby Kelly?
Yeah, apparently he moved up here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Nick DiPaolo used to live by you.
did he? I know
He
he lived
lived
in Westchester.
he lived in Yorktown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He
Yeah.
lived by Ace Frehley's house that burnt down.
Oh, okay. I told you
Yeah.
I told you my Ace Frehley story. I probably told it on here. So I don't know.
I don't know if I remember it. Tell it again.
All right. Well, I was at a bar, PJ's near,
Right.
and this would have been when Ace Frehley was living in Yorktown. And I was just sat down at the bar. I don't really drink much, or uh, almost never, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was just sitting at the bar, and I there's a guy next to me, and we just end up BSing and talking. And after like 20 minutes, I believe it was Tommy. He comes over to me and he whispers in my ear. He goes, "You know that's Ace Frehley, right?" And I went, "No, I have no idea." Like,
You fucking dork.
and then in my head, I'm like, "This is why he's talking to me for so long because I have no idea who he is."
You're not fanboying out on him.
And
Yeah.
he's having a normal conversation, and I didn't mention it. I just kept talking.
Oh,
I
dude, he would have hated me.
don't know. I don't know, because he would go there and hang out. So, and there, people had to know who he was.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know if he, I mean, there's probably a limit to how much he wants to hear, but
True.
you know,
Oh, I drive him fucking nuts. Dude, when you were writing the lick in fucking God of Thunder, like, what was that like?
like, gosh, shut up.
I don't know. I just wrote the fucking song, you fucking idiot.
He was on so many, I was on so much drugs.
I was thinking, holy shit, I'm really high. Fucking zoted,
Fuck yeah.
cocksucker.
Yeah, it was that was an interesting one.
That's awesome you got to meet him.
Yeah, uh,
That's fucking awesome.
a long time ago, because I mean, with that house that he had burned down
A
a
long ass time ago.
long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
would have been early 2000s, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's when I was probably like Kiss was still not like I was like I must have been like 21 or 22. So Kiss was
Okay.
still like when they did the makeup off and everything, Ace wasn't there,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, and I didn't see a whole lot of Ace Frehley stuff.
By that point, Ace had been back though. That like they had reunited by that point.
Yeah, but they put the makeup back on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're talking about the 90s when it wasn't all over the internet, like we weren't all over the internet and everything,
True.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, unless you were keeping up with Ace's solo career, you might not have really known what he looked like.
yeah, and I didn't keep up
Right.
with it. Yeah. 'Cause I wasn't even really keeping up with Kiss that much. That was like one of my parents' bands, you know.
Yeah.
So I like them now. I've seen them now, and you know, so
That's awesome you got to see them before they retired.
yeah. I mean, we saw them on. I mean, I think it was technically supposed to be a retirement tour,
Right.
which
They
was
were on a retirement tour for fucking 20 years.
it was 5 years ago at least, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
It might have been 2018 or 19. Like, it was, like,
Yeah, they were on the retirement tour for a long time.
and they were good. They were good live.
Absolutely. They
Yeah.
did a fucking what do you what like during COVID, the fucking live stream concerts
Oh, okay.
over in India. And I was like, God damn, I would love to go see Kiss right now. Like they're still awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, Paul was did the zip line from like the front stage all the way to stage in the back.
Yeah. Did Love Gun?
Yeah, 70. Yeah, and Gene did God of Thunder, and he the
Yeah,
on the tower that rose. I was, yeah, and they had all the screens zoomed in on him with the bloody. Yeah,
that's
it
awesome.
was cool. They did
That's
it
such
all.
a cool experience.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
And now we get the Kiss avatars. That's going to be interesting. Not.
What's that?
I guess when they played their final concert, they like showed something where it's going to be like an AI version of Kiss, I guess. And it's apparently going to do concerts.
How?
I don't know. It's we haven't seen any real like if you go Google Kiss avatars, you'll see this quick stupid video,
Hmm.
but it's nothing yet. Like it's just pictures of AI Kiss flying around and being Kiss.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
I don't know if they're gonna like perform in a studio somewhere and record that and have the fucking artificial intelligence version of them playing the instruments and they're gonna like tour that. I don't know. It's something that they've been pouring millions of dollars into though. So
Which is stupid at this point because the only reason they're making money is because they're Kiss.
right.
You know, now it's ridiculously hard to make money playing music.
Yes it is.
Unless, the bands that are still making the money are the bands that were popular in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Like, there's not a lot of new bands making a ton of money unless you have a lot of followers on social media, you know.
Yeah, but even then, unless you're playing football stadiums like
Yeah,
fucking Guns N' Roses and Metallica and shit, you know,
yeah, it's tough.
Iron Maiden playing big venues, basketball arenas and shit.
I think a lot of people play in bands because they want to play music, and if you get enough fans, you parlay that into endorsements
Right.
and maybe a Patreon where you do some lesson videos or you do online lessons and because of your band you got these extra students to make you're not it's so hard to just make a living playing music. So like if Kiss came out now, like, avatars would be pointless,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's I'm interested into seeing what it's going to be and where it goes, but I'm not necessarily excited for it.
Like the Country Bear Jamboree in Orlando.
Yeah, right.
Animatronic Gene Simmons.
Gene just had to cancel all of his fucking solo tour shit tour dates. I
Oh
guess he
yeah.
was booking himself into like too big of venues, and they were like, "Dude, the ticket sales just ain't here."
See, that's what I'm
So he
talking
had to
about.
fucking bail out.
You're making money because you're in Kiss.
Right. Yeah, his solo band's not going to do what Kiss would do.
Nobody gives a shit anymore. People don't come out like they used to.
I mean, I got to be honest. If he was playing somewhere around me, I would definitely go see Gene Simmons.
But he's got too big of an ego to step it down to a small club,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, if he was playing like I saw Ace Frehley at the Ridgefield Playhouse over here a couple years ago. That's a 500 seat place, and it was sold out,
Yeah.
and that's still pretty goddamn cool, you know. But I think Gene thinks he could sell more than 500 tickets, and I don't think Gene by himself can.
I mean, you could probably do like a 1500, but depends where.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Gene Simmons could sell 1,500 tickets because like just him, no makeup, no Paul, no fucking, you know what I mean? Like
I guess it
he's
depends on
got like he's got dudes that are kind of nobodies behind him.
how much are the tickets and how, like, is the music
Probably a
good
couple
too?
$100.
Yeah, that is a problem. And if the music,
Yeah,
because everything's so expensive too. And
yeah,
if the music for a solo album isn't great, it's not gonna help either.
exactly.
You
And
know,
he's not even touring an album. He's just touring.
what the hell is he playing?
Probably just a bunch of Kiss songs, I would think.
Who wants to see that one? You can just go see Kiss eventually.
Well, you'd eventually be able to go see the Kiss avatars at this point, but
Yeah, it's not the same though.
no, not at all. Tell you what though, Ace Frehley fucking still puts on a good show, man, and it's like for $50 a ticket, and
Yeah,
he's only doing Kiss covers. He throws in one original solo thing, maybe, but it's mostly old '70s tunes.
yeah. That's what people want to hear.
Exactly.
I mean, that's another thing where a lot of the guys in the '90s that were really douchey and just were like, "Oh, I don't want to play that song," our hit over and over again. Those guys are gone now because
Yeah,
you got to give the people what they want, or they're not gonna come see you anymore.
that's right.
You know, doesn't matter whether you hate playing the song now. If that's what
Yeah.
people want to hear and that's what's gonna get them there and get your bills paid, play the
Yep.
fucking song. You know?
Stupid Radiohead that won't play Creep.
Yeah. The
It's like, what are you
assholes.
doing?
Nobody gives a shit about your other songs. I don't even like Creep. Radiohead sucks.
Yeah, they really kind of fucking do. I never I liked Creep for a minute, and then it was just like, this is kind of fucking compared to all the other alternative. And I know you don't really dig alternative shit, but compared to the other alternative shit that I like, I would much rather sit and listen to Alice in Chains and Soundgarden than fucking Radiohead.
Well, yeah, Alice in Chains, of course. Radio has this whiny bullshit.
It really
Like
is.
Weezer. Weezer sucks too.
Wait, who'd you say?
Weezer, they suck too.
I kind of like Weezer a little bit. They're not as whiny and they're a little goofy.
Those stupid sweaters.
Yeah,
Fuck
this is what.
them. Stupid nerds.
Oh fuck! Oh, you're turning me on Weezer. Fuck them nerds. That's
Look,
hilarious.
take the guys from Revenge of the Nerds when they get together and do that concert at the end, and then
That's
take a
better than
picture of
Weezer.
Weezer and see what. Tell me they don't look the same.
I would much rather watch the Revenge of the Nerds guys.
Yes, that movie is a problem nowadays, huh?
I don't know. I haven't seen that since I was like a kid.
Well, because remember, uh, like the main nerd, like he tricked that girl to have sex with him when he was in a Darth Vader mask. So
Oh yeah.
it's like he basically raped her, but they played it
Yes, he
off as
did.
like, haha, I tricked you, like it was a prank in the 80s.
Yeah.
Didn't come across as a rape.
No, it didn't.
And now
But it
if you
was
watch it,
definitely
you're
a
like,
rape.
wow, that's now you watch it and go, holy shit, he raped her. You know?
Yeah, that's problematic. Damn.
Yeah, it didn't age well.
I gotta watch that movie again.
It was, yeah, it was a revenge of the nerd.
Certainly was. Wasn't there like three of them?
There was, yeah, and the ogre was the guy. He was in Bloodsport too.
Yes, that's right. Ogre was fucking one of the dudes in Bloodsport.
Yeah,
Didn't they make him like a good guy though? Like he didn't beat them up anymore, and he was kind of like friends with
he
them.
became a nerd.
That's right.
Yeah.
I gotta get that first one again, dude. I haven't seen that since I was little.
They're probably still funny.
I would assume so.
Probably.
Because
Nerds,
fucking Booger was hilarious.
yeah, and nerds aren't the same now. Like people don't understand what nerds were like back then.
Right. Yeah.
It's
And
not the
yeah,
same thing
nerds are
now.
totally different.
The geeks are not the same thing as nerds.
No. No, yeah, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fucking check that out.
It's basically the smart awkward kid was the nerd back then.
Right.
Now you would say, oh, they have something going on. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
exactly. They
back
have
then
fucking
they're
attention deficit disorder, or
yeah.
fucking they're
Back
on the
then though,
spectrum.
it wasn't a thing back then. It was just
No, it wasn't.
they're weird and really smart. So
Yeah.
beat them up. That's what it
And they
was.
just didn't get laid, and that was it.
Yeah, it was
Unless they put on a Darth Vader mask and pretended that they were a
yeah.
fucking jock.
Yeah. But those are the guys those are the guys later in life that became rich. You know?
True. Yeah, stock market guys.
Yeah. Or like yeah,
Fucking computer dudes.
computer dudes, yeah. No.
Coders.
We went from Judas Priest to nerds.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We
That's
just shooting the shit.
how it happens.
So
Well,
what's your guys' favorite Priest album with Les Binks? You only got a couple to pick from, so it's not a hard choice necessarily.
there's three. You get three choices.
Yeah. Leave some leave some comments. Like and subscribe. Spread the channel around.
Yeah, do the thing, nerds.
Yeah, do the thing in the stuff. Nerds.
Two metalheads,
Later.
nerds.